Greetings, I'm Bairnt and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Forbidden Fortress. We're moving into the town phase. We just finished our second mission, Exploration, where we were hired by a local warlord to go check out a modest castle. We found all the different entrances and exits to that place, so we completely explored it and we're returning to town. We were victorious. Each of our heroes gained a set amount of experience point and gold. Our assassin was able to come out of there with she now has a total of 830 experience points and 600 gold. Now, of course, our assassin Kasumi and Shintaro have both gone through the first mission, so they're going to have a little bit more experience points than our two rookie fighters, all those newbie guys. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Shintaro. He has 820 experience points and 485 gold. Now, if we move into our Samurai Warrior, who does not have a name, I'm still looking for one. Please let me know in the comments below. Of course, this video was shot back to back with the first one, so I haven't had a chance to look at those either. So please leave comments either in this video or the previous video on who you think we should name our Samurai. Also, of course, our Sorceress needs a name as well. So our Samurai Warrior came out of there with 130 experience points and 400 gold. Now, he also has 2 Dark Stones. Shintaro has a ton of Dark Stones. He has 9 Dark Stones. But remember, he also bought a chest the last time he went to town, so he was able to put 8 of them in that chest, and he's gonna be able to protect himself from those dark stones. You're gonna see as we get the beginning of this town phase going, those dark stones might actually come back to harm us. Of course, Kasami does have 2 that are right up there. She also has 2 of those, and that's gonna be it for our Samurai Warrior. We're gonna move into our Sorceress. Our Sorceress has 155 experience points and also 500 gold. Now, for these 2 to level up, they need 500 experience points, and for these 2 to level up, they need 1,000. Normally, when you play Shadows of Brimstone, the first level is 500, the second level is 1,000, the third level is 1,500, but you always reset your experience points to 0. During this campaign, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to play to have fun and to level our guys up faster so we can actually see more of the game. Sadly, of course, it might not scale perfectly to that, but we're going to give it our best shot and have a lot of fun playing the game. I just want you to be aware of how actually leveling works in this game. Now, if you're excited to see what our characters do inside the town, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop. Before we go to town, there's a couple things you have to do after you complete the adventure. First off, before I do that, I want to mention that Colin is actually trusting me with this town phase right now. So it's just going to be me. Colin is going to join us again on the 3rd mission when we go to seal the gate. But we're going to go ahead and level up our guys, or not level them up, but we're going to get some equipment and some awesome stuff for them. But before we do that, the first thing we have to do is fully recover our KO'd characters, which we don't have. Then we fully heal our sanity and our health. We remove all status effects, which we didn't have. And we also resolve any rewards, which we did at the end of the first video. Now, the next thing we have to do is roll for corruption for dark stones. Then we reset our hero's ability tokens, if there are any. We're going to reset our hero to 1 grit for traveling to town. So we're going to go ahead first and roll for our corruption. So when you take a corruption hit, you do roll against your willpower. If you fail the willpower, you do get a corruption point. Each character has a certain amount of corruption points that they can hold. And once they actually reach a threshold on those corruption points, they have to roll on a table. And that table represents the amount of corruption that has influenced your characters and are starting to make them mutate. Every character starts with a corruption resistance value of 5, which means the hero can only hold up to 4 corruption points at any time without taking any ill effects. So we're going to go ahead and roll those up. We're going to start with our assassin. Kasumi has 2 dark stones, so we're going to roll 2 dice and see how she goes. If we actually roll a 1, 2, or 3, the hero is going to take a corruption hit, and that hit I'm going to be able to stop with my willpower. So let's roll it up. We got 0 for Kasumi. She's fine. We're going to go then over to our monk. He has 1. Remember all these dark stones up here? None of them are actually in his possession. So we're going to only roll 1 die. And he got a 4. He's totally fine. He is not going to have to worry about corruption. Next, we have our sorceress. She has 1 dark stone. Let's see what she gets. She rolls it up and she gets a 2. So she is going to have to survive a corruption hit. And she has a willpower of 4. So we're going to roll that up. And she didn't get that, so she is going to take 1 corruption hit. And we're going to write that on her character card. We do have tokens for corruption, but I only use them when I'm actually inside the dungeons. Otherwise, I just write everything on some character sheets that I have. And they look like this. You can print these off on Board Game Geek. There's a person over there that has created them. I'm sorry, I do not remember who it is, but he did a fantastic, he or she, I apologize, did a fantastic job. So this is where I keep track of everything outside of the dungeon. But when I'm in the dungeon, I do use all the tokens for the characters. Now that she has taken 1 corruption, we're going to move over to our samurai. Our samurai has 2 dark stones, so we're going to roll. If we get a 1 or 2 or 3, oh, he could be corrupted by a dark stone. So we're going to roll against his sanity value, or his willpower, I apologize, of 4. Let's see how we do. Oh, he also did not make it. So the newbies that came in didn't know how to protect themselves from dark stones, and they all took a corruption hit. Now that's okay. 1 corruption hit isn't going to do you too much damage. So now she has 1, he has 1, and I believe he also has 1, or also has 1 from from the first adventure that we went on. She does. She has 1, and actually he also has 1. So all of our characters have 1 corruption. That's pretty easy to keep track of. Can't go wrong when everybody has 1. Now, of course, there are ways to get rid of corruption, and that's some of the stuff you can do in the town. Also, there may be items or events that could also help with that as well. Now that we have completed rolling for our Darkstone corruption, we're going to move into the next part of the campaign, which means we're also going to go ahead and gain a grit. So we're just going to go ahead and give everybody 1 grit, and we're going to move into the next part of our adventure where we're going to have to roll for travel hazards. So when we prepare to travel back to town, we have to roll for each character. And if we get a 1 or 2, that means that we've come across a hazard while traveling to the town. Now we have to roll for each character individually. I could roll all 4, but some of the travel hazards could actually affect a single character, so we have to know who is who. So we're just going to go ahead and roll them right here. Our assassin got a 4. Our sorceress got a 6, our samurai warrior got a 3, and our traveling monk got a 6. Yes, we didn't have to worry about any of the hazards. Now, of course, there could be some good hazards in there, but not having to roll on hazards at all is probably the best plan. Now that we have made it to our feudal village, let's go ahead and take a look at all the different things we can do. The first thing we're going to do when entering the town is we're going to go ahead and take our token and put it down right here on days since last event. So this is our first day, so we haven't had any events yet. Now we're going to go ahead and decide where we want to stay. We could either stay at the inn or we could stay at the campsite. Now, of course, the campsite is free to stay, but you have to roll on a table. I'm not a big fan of rolling on tables, especially most of them are bad. I think it's okay if our characters all just pay $10 to stay right here. After all, they just went on a big adventure and they've got plenty of money to burn. So we're going to go ahead, each character is going to go ahead and spend $10 to stay at the inn. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to have Sentaru pass over 4 dark stones over to our samurai warrior. He now has 6. He's going to be going into the guardhouse. Also, we're going to give a little bit of money to our sorceress because I want her to be able to pick up something that she doesn't have the money for. We have a total of approximately 2,000 right now, or give or take about 100, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to send her over to the village market. And then the assassin is going to come with us to the guardhouse, and I'm going to have our monk go over to the shrine. That's going to be my plan. Now that we've picked out where we're going to go, we have to roll on our town events in each of these locations to see what happens to our characters. First, we're going to go ahead and do our village market. Let's see what happened to our sorceress. She got a 9. It said market prices down. The winds are favorable today for good bartering in the market. Everyone is ready to make a deal. All prices at the village market are 50 less than normal. Oh, that's going to be awesome. That's because I need to buy something. So that'll be fantastic. Next is the guardhouse. We're going to go ahead and roll for our assassin, and let's see what has happened to him. He got an 8. It says right here, banners of honor. Seeing the banners of several samurai clans flutter in the wind atop the guardhouse, your spirits are raised by the sense of unity in standing against the darkness. Recover 1 grit and fully heal your health and sanity. Well, she already has full health and sanity, so she's just going to go ahead and gain another grit. And with that grit, she's up to 2, which is her max, and we're going to go ahead and see what happens to our samurai warrior. Our samurai warrior has a 6, beheading. One of the soldiers that tried to run off in the night was caught and is being executed this morning. You are shaken by his cowardly wails as the flashing steel reveals him as of his dishonor. Discard 1 grit. Oh, that was just the opposite. That's hilarious. All right, we're going to go ahead and remove his grit. So he is done. We're going to move into our traveling monk. Our traveling monk is at the shrine. We're going to roll it up, and he got a 9. a gift of blessing. Recognized as a champion of light, the monks bestow a blessing upon you. I get to choose any blessed aura from the shrine to gain for free. Oh, that's going to be awesome. That's what happened last time I played. He got a blessing for free. It was pretty awesome. All right, now that we've done all the different events, we can now go ahead and do what we want to with each of our characters. The first thing we have to do is pick a blessed aura. This is awesome. There are so many great ones on here. I don't know which one to take. Oh, it's so tough. I think what we're going to do is once during the next adventure, you may add D6 damage to a single one of your hits because he already hits with a D8. Maybe we get lucky and get a D8 and then even more damage on a really powerful creature. So he's going to take the Aura of Wrath. He's then going to go ahead and buy a banishment scroll. Check this thing out. As a free attack, I can discard to choose a single demon or ghost enemy on your map tile to immediately take D6 wounds, ignoring defense and armor. If you are holy, this is a peril die instead. And the peril die only has a 3, 4, 5, and 6 on it. So that's going to be an automatic 3 wounds. Wow, that'll be awesome. We're going to go ahead and, of course, this is going to our traveling monk because, of course, he does have the holy keyword. This scroll will cost 300, bringing our total money we have down to about 1,600. The next thing we're going to do is consult the old text. I can do this for free, once per hero party per town stay. So I'm going to go ahead and let the monk do this, shuffling through the old scrolls and books. You search frantically for insight into the dark visions. I have to make a lore 5+ test. For each 5+ rolled, you may choose a specific enemy type, acidic, tentacles, tengu, etc. During the next adventure, you are +1 damage on all of your attack rolls against that target, that enemy type. If at least 1 6 was rolled once during the next adventure when drawing a threat card, low, medium, or high, or other world, you may instead search the threat deck and choose a card to use. Our monk has a 3 lore, but he also has with him a scribe's ink, which gives him 1 more. So he has 4 lore. Let's see how we do. We got nothing for that, but that's okay. At least it was worth a shot. Our sorceress is going to go ahead next, and she's going to buy a kimono for 550, which is going to bring us down to about 1,100. At each of these locations, there is a specific thing for each one of the heroes. This one happens to be for our magic heroes, so of course our sorceress can take advantage of all the things on the bottom. The last one was for our monk. That was why he could do those old texts. It was for his class. In this one, she's going to do the only free one here. She's going to do arcane research. It's limit once per town stay. I can make a lore 5+ test to research deeper into the mystic arts of magic and elemental lore. If successful, I'm going to gain 15 XP and you gain 1 arcane research marker. This can be written down or used as any suitable marker to represent it. While here, you may spend arcane research markers you have collected over time as follows. Now, of course, the number 1 is I can remove corruption. Look at this, sanity and health. I can gain advancements in those. 9, I get a new spell. Or if I get 12, I can increase my spirit lore or cunning by 1. Oh man, I think we're gonna do this every time we come to town. I don't see why we wouldn't. Our sorceress has a 4 lore, so she's gonna go ahead and roll it up and see if she gets a 5+. She got 1 5+, so she's gonna gain 15 experience points, and I'm gonna write down that she has 1 arcane research marker. Our assassin is first going to try to rob the vault at the city guardhouse. An outlaw is the only one that can do this, and you can only do it once per town stay. I'm going to make an agility 5+ test to rob that vault. If successful, I'm going to gain D6 plus 50 gold for each 5+ roll. Now, if I roll at least 2 6s, I'm able to draw an artifact from a random world to steal. Now, of course, the only world we have is the Shadows of Brimstone world. But for each 1 rolled, I'm going to take a D6 hits during the sword fight that ensues. Now, if failed, I'm seized and set to have my head cut off at dawn. I have to make a cunning 3+ test to escape the jail, and then I gain 20 experience points and I flee the town, ending your town stay. Now, if I fail, I'm executed by the local warlord swordsman and my hero is killed. All right, well, let's not have that happen. We're going to go ahead and roll our dice. Our assassin has a 4 agility, and let's see how it goes. I did get a 5, but I didn't get, and that's it. I got 1 5. At least I didn't have a swordsman coming after me. We're going to go ahead and roll D6 to see how many bucks I gain from this. 4. 4 times 5 is 200. That's going to put us back up to about 85 or so. Next, we have the Samurai Warrior. He's going to go ahead and work the Night Watch. Now, he can only do this once per stay as well. You sign on to join the evening's Night Watch, guarding against demons and bandits. I have to choose a number between 1 and 6. I'm going to choose 1. Then roll up to 8 dice, your choice. Grit may not be used. Good, I don't have any. For each die that did not roll the chosen number, gain 50. For each die that did roll the chosen number, I'm going to take D6 wounds ignoring defense, but not armor, so I do get to roll armor against them. As you find yourself in a skirmish against a particularly nasty demon in the middle of the night, we're going to go ahead and choose the number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and roll 6 dice. Let's see what happens to our brave samurai warrior. We don't want to see any ones for our samurai. Yes, there we go. Check it out. We got no ones. Oh, yeah. So we're going to get 1, 2, 300 more gold. That's amazing. So we're up to 1585. Oh, now we maybe can buy something really good next game. Before we leave here, I am going to have the samurai warrior buy these marching boots. He had a tough time keeping up, so he's going to get +1 move. Also, he had an extra +2 move whenever you use 1 or more grit to add to your move. So he's hopefully going to keep up faster, especially since it's a melee weapon guy. We got to get him moving and get him up there into the fight. Now that we have finished up, we're going to go into our town events. The feudal villages are already a dangerous place to visit, but those that lay within the shadow of the mountain and its war-torn surroundings can be downright deadly. At the start of the town's stay, heroes must place the darkness marker in day 1 spot of the town event track. We already did all that. At the end of the day, which is now, the hero's posse must roll a single D6. If the roll is higher than the current position of the darkness marker, then the day ends without incident, and the heroes may carry on to the next day. I move the darkness marker up on the track by 1 spot. If the roll is less than or equal to the current position of the darkness, then you have to roll on the town event chart, which is going to be absolutely terrible. And then we're going to move our dark marker back down to day 1. So let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. We got a 6, so nothing happened. We're just going to move our track marker up to day 2. Our team is going to all stay at the inn this night, so we're going to spend another 40 gold, which is totally fine. We're down to 1435 for our group. Now I have to decide again what we want to do for this turn. Otherwise, we could all leave town right now if we want and go for the next adventure. At this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and have the monk and our sorceress. They're going to go ahead and leave town. They're good. They got what they want to. But our samurai warrior and Kasumi are going to go spend a day with the swordsman. That's going to be our plan. So we're going to go ahead and hang out up here where we can buy some weapons, horses, and some darkstone. We can't buy darkstone, sorry. We can forge our darkstone. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens inside the swordsmith's hut. Our assassin is going to go ahead and roll first on our location event and see what she gets. She got a 9. It says forging sale. Yes. Oh no, there was a sale I think for our sorceress. I might have forgot about it. It says business is slow since the creatures attacked the other night. All purchase prices are reduced by 50, less than normal, to a minimum of 10. It cancels out cost increase. So if we had cost increase, this would just cancel it all out. Now, of course, with my luck, our samurai warrior is going to roll cost increase. Let's see how this goes. Our samurai warrior cost 8. No event. It says makes you feel alive. No event. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and buy our stuff. What we're going to buy from here is our assassin is going to go ahead and buy this helmet, giving him +2 health. And our samurai is going to go ahead and buy a katana for 800, which is going to give me +1 combat, just like his original warrior katana. But this one, if equipped two-handed, gains +1 initiative. And that will help, especially if we fight any more of those undead warriors. He would be at 1 initiative higher, so he would always be going at least before them. We completed another day out in the town. We're going to go back to the inn, pay 20 bucks to go ahead and stay here. We're going to roll our die and see if we get a event here. We got a 2. Oh, that means we're going to have an event. So we're going to go ahead and roll on that table. We're going to see what happens to our brave adventurers. Nothing on this table is any good. 9, intense dread. A dark cloud on the horizon makes your soul sink as you see nearby villages in the distance set ablaze and the shadow of a dragon in the sky. Each hero must make a cunning 6 test. If successful, gain 10 XP. If failed, take D6 +3 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. If no hero passes this test, also add Growing Dread card to the stack at the start of the next adventure. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Our assassin has a cunning of 3. Let's see how it goes. Wow, that is a super miss. A super miss. So that means he's going to take D6 +3 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. Oh, this is horrible. All right, I'm going to take 6 sanity damage before we even made it into our next mission. Now, of course, we have to do our samurai warrior. He has a cunning of 3 as well, and he passed it. Oh, thank goodness. He got 10 experience points, and we don't have to worry about that growing dread card hitting the pile. The only thing that happened, of course, our assassin has taken 6 sanity damage. Having to take 6 sanity damage, and our marker is going to go back down to 1. I don't think I'm sticking around this town anymore. These guys are both out of here. They're taking off from this town. We are done. Our town phase is over. We're going to move into our next adventure. And our next adventure is going to be the Seal the Void Gate. Remember that Void Gate that we saw in the last mission? I'm going to go ahead and pretend that's the one. We're going to try to go in and seal it. Of course, this fortress has changed since the last time we're there, but that's okay. We're going to try to find an occult book that has been dropped by the previous mission, and then we're going to try to use that book to seal the gate, all the while trying to holding off the darkness and trying to destroy all the enemies that are going to be gaining power against us. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. We're able to get through the town phase. We got some new equipment and some new stuff. What do you think of what I got? Do you think it was okay? Not okay? Could have gone for something else? I don't know. I'm not an expert at Shadows of Brimstone. All I know is it's a ton of fun and I'm having a great time. Colin is going to be joining me again for the next mission, Seal the Void Gate, so please stick around for that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the next video comes out. We'll be sealing the gate. How many times can I say that at the end? Also, please don't forget to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. And if you're excited to see if our brave heroes can, well, you got it, seal the gate, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop.